Good morning to everyone present here. Welcome to our webinar on integrating web-based Softphone with Salesforce using Open CTI. I'm Mukta Ashok and I'll be a moderator for today's webinar. Now, as we begin, I want to take you through a few indicators so that we can interact better during the webinar. You're looking at the attendee interface of GoToWebinar. Now, as you can see, there is also a viewer window on the left. Now, this window will show you everything that we will be sharing from our screen. And you also have access to a control panel, which is on the right-hand side, where you can type in your queries and share in your comments. We'll be reviewing your questions as they come in, and we'll take them up towards the end, that is during the question and answer session. Now, the webinar is also being recorded and everyone will receive an email with a link to view a recording of today's event. Moving on. Now, to begin with, I would like to introduce you to our company, Suyati Technologies. Suyati provides marketing technology and integration services for companies that wish to combine the best of breed solutions and create a unified approach to customer acquisition. We enable system integration between various CMS and CRM platforms and a slew of e-commerce marketing, automation, social media listening, email and social marketing, and customer service systems. Now, Suyati's custom technology solutions have been deployed in companies in the US, Western Europe, and Australia, and have helped many enterprises leverage the web, cloud, mobile technologies to acquire customers through integrated digital marketing. We have strategic partnership with various technological giants such as Salesforce CRM, Symphony, and MongoDB. We are also a Microsoft certified gold partner. When it comes to Salesforce, we are an App Exchange partner and we offer top-most solutions in customization, development, migration, and integration. We have a team of 30 plus developers, which includes Dev 401 certified developers, having created around 1 million LOC, delivering out-of-the-box solutions which end up as industry benchmarks. Let me introduce you to our featured speaker, Nitin VK. Nitin is a Salesforce.com certified Force.com developer. He's working with Suyati Technologies. He's an expert at customizing applications using Visualforce, Apex, and jQuery. And his primary focus is on the integration of different applications with Salesforce. Nitin is a leading community user on saspy.com, and his personal interests include photography, riding bikes, and impromptu trips. You can use the hashtags and handles to post questions, or you can follow us or even tag us. Before which I will take you through the agenda of the day. We'll start off with an introduction to Open CTI. Then we'll take a look at the history of Open CTI, followed by Open CTI with Skype server. We would also be setting up a call center, and all this will be explained in detail through a demo. Nitin will also take you through the advantages of Open CTI, and we'll conclude with the question and answer session. Now, that's all from my end. I will pass it over to Nitin. Nitin, over to you.
Thank you, Mukta. Hi all. Today I am going to explain you about implementing OpenCTI in your existing system. Here I have a demo to show how it works in real time and a little background on the code. OpenCTI is a new approach in CTI which is introduced in spring 2012. Since Salesforce is in cloud, they want their CTI tool to be placed in the cloud by avoiding CTI adapters to be installed into the client machine. OpenCTI is intended for cloud-based softphones to communicate back and forth with Salesforce. Basically, it is a set of JavaScript library which allows communication between Salesforce and softphone. It enables a faster and efficient communications since the API calls are happening on the client side rather than on the server side. The other features include popping up of records, web pages, calling Apex classes from the source phone, setting the height and width of the source phone. And another feature is click to dial. Click to dial is a feature that enables a user to dial a number from the source phone by just clicking on that number in the Salesforce screen. When the user clicks on a number, in Salesforce, the details will be passed to the web-based softphone and initiate the call from there. Whenever an incoming call comes, Open CTI has some predefined methods to search a record matching that phone number and pop up those records. We can even execute Apex logics to perform any functionalities on server side. By the use of technologies like HTML5, JavaScript, WebRTC, and push notification, we can complete the implementation of CTA in Salesforce. Talking about the background, earlier Salesforce used CTA toolkit which needs a CTA adapter to integrate with Salesforce. This was actually introduced in 2006. CTA adapter is nothing but a desktop client which can make communication between Salesforce and CTA system. Every desktop should be configured with the CTA adapter to perform the basic calling functionalities. The difficult part is remote accessing. Since every CTA adapter is configured for specific users, this was not a cloud-based approach and needs to be completely relied on the CTA adapter. The other drawback includes slower communication because of using server-side API calls to communicate with Salesforce. It has some compatibility issues with some of the browsers. So to fix these issues and to fully move on to the cloud, Salesforce invented JavaScript-based CTA API to make efficient communication named Open CTI and later on stop support for CTA adapters. Let's look into the CTA toolkit architecture. Here the CTA adapter plays the major role since it communicates with the CTA server, Salesforce.com and the desktop machine. You can see the basic architecture of CTA toolkit. Whenever the user try to dial a number from his mobile, the CTA server actually connects to the CTA adapter, and the adapter makes communication between the Salesforce and also notifies the user. So adapter plays a major role here. But when we look into the Open CTA architecture, here the CTA adapter get vanished and browser came into picture and plays the major role. And they have said by using technologies like WebRTC, HTML5, JavaScript, we can completely implement the CTA integration with Salesforce without the need of installing adapter to capture voice. Now we can say that this is completely in the cloud since browser takes part in major role. Now here in the demo, I am going to explain how an existing web-based softphone can be integrated with Salesforce. Here I am using a web-based softphone which is developed in .NET which uses Skype server as CTA server. A Skype client is installed in the client desktop for making the voice communication by creating voice channels. My intention is to show how the softphone can communicate with Salesforce using OpenCTI. All the other components created are just to set up the complete implementation for the demo. As you can see in the diagram, we have a web-based softphone which is capable of communicating with the Skype server to make receive calls. Or we can simply say it as a call control rather than a softphone since here we are just giving commands to the Skype server to make receive calls. Whenever the salesperson dials a number from his cell phone, it will invoke the Skype API to dial the number from his machine. So one set of communication is completed. Now we need to communicate back to Salesforce, which is done by using Open CTI. Since these are JavaScript libraries, we can simply put it in the Softphone website and invoke different methods to communicate with Salesforce, such as pop-up screens, execute Apex classes, etc. So these are the basic functionalities that I am going to show in the demo. Before starting the demo, we have to configure the call center in the Salesforce. So configuring call center allows us to define the call center to a group of users. So now we can log into Salesforce. This is my Salesforce. So you can go to the call center and you can see a call center is already defined. So to explain a call center, we have a call center definition file, which includes a general information on the call center information. So there is an internal name for the call center that we have given us at the CTI demo adapter, and there is a label which is a display name demo call center adapter, and next thing is CTI adapter URL. Here we have given us it as HTTPS localhost. This is our Softphone's web URL. So you can give your own Softphone's URL here. You can even use Visualforce pages as your Softphone. The next thing is whether to use CTA API or not. Here I have given true since I am using an external third-party web-based Softphone. If you are using Visualforce pages, then you can even avoid Open CTI. Then here I defined the height and width of the Softphone here. So this is basically how a call center definition file looks. Now by clicking the import button, we can choose the call center definition file and upload it to the Salesforce. Here I have already uploaded one call center definition file as that same as that of the existing file. So the next thing is manage call center users. So here we can add more users to the call center. Here I have added my name to this call center. So I will be having access to the Softphone, and even we can add more users to the Softphone so that more users will be able to access that Softphone. The thing is that one user can be only assigned to a single set of call center. So now we can move on to the demo. Actually, this is a console app, and you can see a number of contacts here, and you can see the software which is developed in .NET. I'm going to dial a number. I'm not going to dial it, type it here. I will just dial this number by clicking on here. You can see that, and also you can see that a contact is open. Hi, yeah, how are you? Yeah, fine. I'm doing some demo of uh, yeah, sure. Okay. Uh, can you do me a favor? Can you dial me back in 1 minute just to implement the phone? Oh yeah, sure. Okay. So as you can see, whenever I dial that number, the record is get popped up. And also when an incoming call comes, it there's no click on attend button. Then also, hi, hi, Kiran, thanks for calling. Just want to, okay, just want to show them some notifications. Okay, thanks for calling. So whenever an incoming call comes, the Open CTI searches for that number in the Salesforce. If that number exists for any contact or account, it will pop up as a new window. Or even if there is no such contact, we can pop up that new screen also. So this is all about the demo. Now we can go back to some code level explanation. So these are the JavaScript files we use to communicate with Salesforce. So you can see that we have included a JavaScript file called interaction.js. In this file, Salesforce written all those functionalities to communicate with Salesforce. They expose some APIs here. And also you can see a enable click to dial feature here. Enable click to dial is nothing but it enables users to dial from just clicking on that number. Otherwise, it won't allow us to dial from a click. And you can see a listener method here. This listener method is used to listen every click that is clicked on the Salesforce. When the user clicked on the Salesforce number, that listener will catch that number and place a code. And you can also run Apex class from the Softphone. Here, this is the method to run that Softphone, run that Apex class. Sorry. So here the contact retrieval is the class name, and this is the contact. This is the method name, and here we can have some sort of parameters. So here I have written a class to method to retrieve the contact information when the number matches. It will pop up the selected contact. So these are the basic functionalities that Open CTI provides. Let's move on to the advantages of Open CTI. So the advantages using Open CTI are capability to load third-party web-based software into Salesforce. It can pop up screens, enable click to dial, run Apex methods, and more. We can use the same code control for the service cloud console as well as for the standard Salesforce. It works on any HTML5 based browsers and can use the same softphone for CRM and non-CRM users. So to summarize, we can build softphones in any technology and later on integrate with Salesforce without much pain. Supports in almost all HTML5 browsers. We can avoid the use of CTI adapters to integrate CTI systems with Salesforce. Salesforce currently doesn't provide any support for CTI adapter implementation. So it's the time to move on to the cloud. So I hope that you got an idea about how we can implement OpenCTI in your existing web-based software. This brings us to the end of the presentation. Now we will move on to the Q&A session. So I'll pass it over to Mukta.
Thank you, Nitin. It was a pleasure to have you on board. Now it's time for the Q&A session. We are ready to address your questions. Type in your question using the question feature on GoToWeb now. So we have our questions coming. So our first question for the day is, does the Open CTI has the capability to create voice channels?
The answer is no. Since OpenCT has no role in creating voice channels, it's only a set of JavaScript APIs used to communicate with Salesforce and software. You may need to use WebRTC for that. That's the only thing I want to say.
Okay, great. Moving on to our second question, how can we execute Apex method from OpenCTI?
Yes, you can use run Apex method for this.
Okay, we have a third question. Incoming calls are notified to the user by popping up the Salesforce record. How does CTI uses any type of push notification to pop up records?
No, actually these are all handled by the Softphone. If you develop your software using Visual Force page, then you can use push notification for that. Here the Softphone only invokes the method search and screen pop-up to search and pop up the record. Yeah,
We have a question. Can you do any call recording?
actually, these all functionalities are done by the CTI adapter, CTI server itself. So Open CTI just integrates with the Softphone and the Salesforce. Salesforce doesn't have the capability to store voice and video items. So we need to have another server to store all this.
Okay, moving on to our next question. Here we have whether the interaction.js file is different for different org or how the authentication is done using OpenCTI to establish the communication.
Interaction.js file is same for all the orgs. So we can use the same file for that. Salesforce does have their own authentication mechanism. Through that, they are establishing the communication.
Okay, we have a question whether the presentation and the code base will be available. Yes, the webinar is being recorded. So once this is over, you will receive an email with a link to view a recording of today's webinar. Moving on to our next question. You said that we can use an external third-party soft phones. Can it be packaged to create an app exchange solutions?
Yes, sure. We can add the code center definition file into the package, thereby allowing the soft phone to be included into the package. Also, you need to run blur scan to find out the security issues in your soft phone.
And our next question is there any plugin or extensions needed for implementing OpenCTI?
No, no need of that. No need of any plugin. The OpenCTI library is enough to make the communication.
Okay, we have a question that says, can you show us how to save log notes of the call?
Uh, we can do that. We can pop up that URL using screen pop in that OpenCTA method. So we can surely do that.
Great. Is there any limitations in using these APIs?
These API calls are not counted against the API links. That's one of the advantage of using OpenCTA. So you can use it.
Okay. Can we use multiple call centers in an org and make some soft phones only available for a set of users?
This can be done at the call center settings, but at a time a user can be assigned to only one call center.
Okay, so I think that's it, Nitin. Thank you all. Thank you, Nitin. So this is all the time we had. Please look up for the follow-up mail that will alert you on the on-demand status of the webinar so that you can review any material that you have missed or you could simply go through them again. Now, any further queries that you have will be taken offline. Reach us at our social media, or you can simply drop us a mail at webinar@suyati.com. So that brings us to the end of our webinar. On behalf of Nitin and our team at Suyati Technologies, thanking you all for joining us and taking your time to attend our webinar. Have a great day.